Hey everybody, Brett here. Day 178, carnivore, 178 days. And woke up with a small incremental loss. I'm not back to where I was almost a week ago, but I'm moving down. So that's an improvement. So yeah, 243.1. So it's a half pound down from yesterday, but what do I got here? 5 days ago on 8/2, I was 236.1. So I still have 7 pounds to get back down to get where I was. So frustrating, but it is what it is. My other numbers are going to be helping me to get there. Sugar again, 95. And my ketones are at 0.7. So my ketones are starting to come back up. Very low level ketosis, but ketosis nonetheless. Today I only ate once. I ate dinner, and it was hamburger patties. So I did have some cheese on it, but so it wasn't a pure lion meal. But I was very hungry and I wanted to kind of squelch that. So I tried to give myself a little bit of cheese to go with the beef and maybe make me feel more satisfied. It would be a mental satisfaction, not a physical satisfaction, but sometimes that's what I need. So, but yeah, so today in general was a good day. Did not eat anything until dinner. It was actually very easy because I had a fairly stressful day. So I wasn't really focused on eating at all. But, sometimes that works out for you. Sometimes it doesn't. And my stress was, for a valid reason. But once my particular event came up that I was nervous about, it went very well. The rest of the day went pretty well. Just got to keep doing that. And as I said to somebody in the office today, I said, you know what? I am just biding time until I retire. Right? That's what I'm here for. I'm here so that I can get to retirement. And when I get to retirement, I want to be a smaller guy than I am now, fit, healthy, and able to jump in the water every single day. That's the goal. So yeah. Interesting thing today. I mentioned about a week ago or so, somebody in my office had mentioned to me that they wanted to understand what I was doing because they were impressed with what I was doing. They want to lose some weight. And I happened to have a meeting with him today. And as we were leaving, I said, hey, I still have, you wanted me to write down my plan and write down how I did this. And I haven't done it yet, but I was like, hey, I just kind of shanghaied his time for a minute. And we talked for a little bit. I showed him the channel. I was like, dude, this is it. I mean, I just talk about it. So here's what I eat. Here's what I did. Here's how the results worked. But the other thing I did with him was I actually showed him my phone and I went through here's my weight tracking app. And here's my weights so I can see what I've done. Here's my app for glucose and ketones. So I can see how I'm doing, right? Here's my app for tracking food. So I can see on a given day, if I eat this, that's good stuff. The next day, my sugar shows up normal. My ketones show up in ketosis. So that's what I want. And then my weight will correspondingly drop. But here I ate pizza, and I showed him the pizza, and I said, that's what happened to my numbers. And he was like, wow, like yeah. And again, yesterday somebody had mentioned like stop getting on a scale. Don't be addicted to the scale. And I'm addicted to the scale. I want to weigh myself every single day. But this gentleman that I work with understands that 90% of what I do during the day is all based on data. So I want the data that the scale gives me every day. I want the data that my glucose meter, my ketone meter, they give me every day, right? Food tracking, that gives me data every single day. And I can trend that data, and I can watch the data, and I can pattern it. And I can say, okay, I know that if I drink a bourbon and I was at 1.9 ketones, the next day I'm going to be about 9.9. If I was at 1.5, I'm out of ketosis completely. But that's what happens when I have bourbon. Bourbon or beer, any kind of alcohol. That's what it does to me. And I know this because of what I've been able to track. So, if you're struggling and trying to figure out why it can't work, if you're not tracking your intake and you're not tracking your ketones and sugar, it's going to be harder for you to determine exactly what it is that causes your problem. Track your water. Make sure, okay, every day I'm drinking about the same amount of water, right? Give or take 10 ounces, right? That helps. Right now, I've actually reintroduced coffee. Today's Wednesday, and I've had coffee each day this week. I think my tumbler holds 20 ounces. So I've had about 20 ounces of coffee each day for the last 3 days. Dr. Barry says there's carbs in coffee based on Starbucks label on one of their bottles of coffee. But when I go looking, I don't see that with other things. So I don't know. And I'm drinking black coffee, and today I added butter. So, I'm not putting sugar stuff in it. I'm not putting a bunch of whipped cream, flavors, any of that kind of stuff. It's just black coffee. So I don't think it's going to be terrible for me. I was drinking coffee throughout the first couple months of carnivore. It didn't seem to have any real negative effect. But we set up a new coffee machine here at the house. My wife acquired a coffee machine a while back, and we finally set it up, and it's really kind of a cool, fancy coffee machine. It does espressos and all that kind of stuff. I'm just making black coffee, but it's there if I want to do some other stuff. And that's one of the reasons I started drinking coffee again this week. But I'm drinking good coffee. So, yeah. But yeah, that conversation with my coworker just really got me thinking. Maybe I should try and list out some things somewhere for people to be able to look up or something like that. And if anybody wants that, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to get that out there somewhere. Lord knows I have a blog site somewhere that I started years ago, and I haven't added to it in quite some time. I was about to start adding to it again last year when my mom passed away, because I just had a lot of stuff on my mind I wanted to get off, but ended up not doing it. And now this is my daily kind of clear my mind. It's focused on my weight and focused on my carnivore journey, but that's top of mind for me most every day. So yeah, maybe I'll do that if anybody is looking for it in addition to my coworker. So, that's it. I am, finishing line up this week with the exception of a little bit of cheese today. And then I'm going to go back to regular carnivore. I'll probably start that on, I think I'm going to start it on Sunday, depending on how my day goes. But I might just start it Monday. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to start doing some bacon and eggs again. And kind of get back into that routine for a little bit. Again, I'm just going to try and switch it up from what I've been doing, and hopefully that'll kick me back into some of the loss that I was seeing initially on the diet. If not, it doesn't work, but I'm going to keep going with it, whatever it is. And got to get to my 230 by the end of this month. So that's the target. So we're going to work towards. So that's what I have for you today. I will talk with you tomorrow.